The contents of this broadcast should be considered personal opinion of a non-professional. Seek advice from multiple qualified sources prior to making any retirement or financial decisions.
Hey, this is Steve here, firefighterretire.com, and today I'm going to be talking to you about purchasing service credits and or the annuity as a part of our retirement planning. This option is offered by the LEOFF 2 system here in Washington State, so if you're not in this system, you'll need to dig into the details of your own program to see if you have similar options. So, what is purchasing service credits or the annuity? Basically, it's exactly what it sounds like. You're paying money to increase your retirement benefit. In the case of service credits, you're purchasing years of service instead of working those years. And in the case of the annuity, you're paying a lump sum of money for a consistent monthly check. The payout is exactly the same for both options, but there are a few differences. 1. You can only purchase 5 years worth of service credits, but you can purchase an unlimited amount of the annuity. 2. Service credits can be purchased with money from any source, but the annuity must be purchased with dollars from a government savings plan like deferred comp. And 3, if you go back to work for a government agency in Washington State, after you retire, your pension is usually affected, and purchased service credits would be affected in the same manner. An annuity would not be affected. Those are the highlights that I know of, but you'll want to review the details in the LEOFF 2 handbook yourself before making any decisions. One frequently asked question is, why do we have the service credit purchase option and the annuity purchase option if they pay the same? The government, for whatever reason, only allows the purchase of up to 5 years of service credits. Some of our people wanted to purchase more than that, so the LEOFF 2 board responded by creating the annuity. Apparently, the board had the annuity on their radar for quite some time, but it wasn't until 2012 that the government allowed an annuity to be purchased out of a trust fund. So is purchasing service credits or the annuity a good deal? Well, unfortunately, this falls into the it depends category. But I think after hearing some of the following considerations, you'll have a better idea of whether or not it's a good deal for you. In my opinion, for the guy or gal that doesn't like to mess with finances and just wants a safe and secure, hassle-free monthly benefit, this can be a really good deal. But for those that like to invest and manage their own money, want the flexibility to take it in lump sums or possibly leave it to their heirs, it won't work. When I was researching these options, the first thing I wanted to know was what was the rate of return on the service credit or the annuity purchase, so I could compare this to my other investments. But I soon realized I can't figure that out until after I'm dead, because I need to know the total benefit I would receive over my lifetime to do the calculation. I did figure out what the initial rate of return would be immediately after I retire by doing a sample service credit purchase on the DRS Retirement Benefit Calculator. I then divided the increase in the benefit by the cost of service credits and determined the initial rate of return would be just a little over 6%. But comparing this return to my other investments isn't really equitable for a few different reasons. For one, I lose my initial capital once I purchase service credits or the annuity. That money's gone. On the positive side of a service credit or annuity purchase, I would receive an increase in my return in the form of a cost of living adjustment, just like my pension. And that would be a huge bonus over my lifetime. In fact, it would raise my benefit annually with CPI up to a maximum of 3% a year, which means it would effectively double over 24 years if inflation averaged 3%. Although trying to compare the purchase of service credits or the annuity to other investments on a return basis wasn't useful in my opinion, one could dive into this a little deeper by estimating how long they would live, projecting compound COLA rates, and then working all the numbers backwards to come up with an estimated internal rate of return. I didn't bother, and here's why. The more time I spent contemplating whether or not I wanted to purchase service credits or the annuity, the more I realized the most important question was whether or not I wanted to keep my money and invest it myself or trade it in for a steady stream of income. For those retirees that do decide the steady stream of income option is right for them, our ability to purchase service credits or the annuity is remarkable, unusual, and a good deal in my opinion. Here's why. The beauty of these options is that they are internal to our retirement system. There is no middleman. Comparable products are sold by insurance companies, banks, and other Wall Street institutions that are making a profit for the company and a commission for the salesperson. Our system is not. the administrative cost to purchase service credits or the annuity is already in place. Because there is no profiteer in the equation, we are essentially the benefactors of our own program and therefore have a distinct advantage over comparable annuity products that have a reputation of being expensive with high costs and fees. So the only other question is, at least in my mind, how well is the LEOFF 2 system doing? How good are the investments? Are they profitable? Are they safe? Now, I'm not qualified to financially analyze our system, but here's what I know. Our people are in the driver's seat of our retirement plan, and I trust they have our best interest in mind. The LEOFF 2 board was created by Initiative 790, and having this board is very unique in that we run our own retirement system. It's made up of 3 firefighters, 3 cops, 3 employers, and 2 legislative representatives. With the majority of the votes, we run the show. If you were around in 2002, you may remember gathering signatures for Initiative 790 to get it on the ballot. I do. Charlie Bratcher and I gathered signatures on a Washington State ferry boat that broke down in the middle of Puget Sound for 3 hours. To be honest, back then, I didn't fully understand what we were gathering signatures for, but I do now, and I'm very grateful for it. To learn more about the LEOFF 2 board, go to their website. In fact, they have a video on purchasing service credits and another one on how the LEOFF 2 plan compares to other plans throughout the country, both of which I highly recommend you check out. The LEOFF 2 board website links to several agencies they work with, including the WSIB, or the Washington State Investment Board. There you can see what our pension is invested in and reports on those investments. I learned that our investments aren't all tied to Wall Street, and that our own Greg Markley, the Secretary-Treasurer of the Washington State Council of Firefighters, is on that board. Pretty cool. Circling back to return on investments for just a minute, there's one number I did find interesting on the LEOFF 2 board website. The board determines a return rate based on WSIB performance to calculate our annual benefits along with other factors. Currently, this rate of return is 7.4% and is reasonably consistent from one year to the next. Is that a good rate of return? Honestly, I wouldn't know what to compare it with, but it does provide the necessary funds to pay our benefits. In fact, our pension is currently 109% funded and is the most well-funded pension in the country. I know this last little spiel sounded like an advertisement for the LEOFF 2 board, but if you're considering the purchase of service credits or the annuity, I believe it's critically important that you trust the people you're giving your money to. You've heard my opinion, but you'll want to do your own research. So in conclusion, if you want to increase your monthly benefit and not hassle with investment decisions, purchasing service credits or the annuity is a good deal and will probably work well for you in my opinion. If you want to maintain control of your funds, think you might want to take it in a lump sum or leave a portion of it to your heirs someday, then it probably won't work. All right, that's it for purchasing service credits or the annuity. This is Steve at firefighterretire.com. Take care and God bless.